fueled by bloodlust, the warriors charged into battle. As the distance between the two armies waned, the noonday illuminated battlefield dimmed. The wind chilled, and chirping birds announced the approaching night. Darkness engulfed the warriors as the sun was blocked out. Battle cries became wailing as the warriors feared that he finally consumed the sun. He is the Hindu sun-eating demon Rahu, and this is Legends from the Pacific. Aloha, and thank you for joining us. This is Legends from the Pacific, episode 38, The Hindu's Sun-Eating Demon, Rahu. I am Kamuela Kaneshiro, a professional writer, speaker, and Comic-Con panelist with extensive film and television experience. I study mythology, I've encountered unusual things, and I'm a geek. You can support us by getting 2 or 3 of your friends to listen to our show. Later in this episode, your featured song, Hawaiian Word, and new monthly story episodes. But first, Rahu. While I do a lot of research for our show, I was blown away with how much material was on Rahu, which also meant a lot of conflicting information. I apologize if names are mispronounced and if I missed certain details. So, here we go. Rahu is considered a dark or shadowy demon who started as Rahu Ketu until he was outed by the gods. The following is a Legends from the Pacific original story and is based on cultural records. During the time when the gods fought demons, there was the nectar of immortality. The demons stole the nectar, but Vishnu transformed into Mohini, an enchanting goddess who distracted the demons and reclaimed the nectar for the gods. However, one demon wasn't fooled. The demon cast an illusion, disguising himself as a god, and joined them. As the gods shared the nectar and gained immortality, the illumination from the sun and moon gods pierced the demon's illusion as he drank the nectar. The gods alerted Vishnu to the intruder, and Vishnu cut off the demon's head. Vishnu's actions prevented the nectar from reaching the demon's body, but the nectar granted immortality to the demon's severed head. The demon's head was named Rahu, and its body was Ketu. From this story, it is believed solar and lunar eclipses are from Rahu devouring the sun and moon. However, since Rahu doesn't have a body, the sun or moon pass through Rahu's head and emerges. Some might say this makes Rahu a smaller scale version of the Marvel Comics character Galactus, since Galactus eats planets. Conflicting research makes it unclear if Rahu eats the sun and moon or just one of them, but Rahu is usually depicted eating the sun. Also, Rahu and his body Ketu are vital components in Hindu astrology. Since Rahu and his body were severed, they're forever directly across each other. Because of this, they are affiliated with the north and south of the moon, respectively, as well as the lunar nodes, which is said to be able to predict lunar and solar eclipses. Followers of Hindu astrology also believe that by understanding what house Rahu and Ketu were in during the time of your birth, you can gain a deeper self-knowledge, which may help you obtain your desires. Now, as you may have guessed, we're just scratching the surface of Rahu's material, because Rahu, like many other of our show's subjects, can lead you down a rabbit hole that can easily consume hours. Today, temples to Rahu are found throughout Asia because people make offerings to the demon for good luck. Rahu offerings are black edible items like black coffee, liquor, black eggs, black beans, and Coca-Cola. And people continue making offerings to Rahu before eclipses. You may contemplate this episode or share us with your friends while preparing for the next lunar eclipse on November 29th through 30th, 2020, or the next solar eclipse on December 14th, 2020. If you like what you heard, please give us a rating, write a review, and share Legends from the Pacific with your friends and family. I'd really appreciate it. Mahalo to Marie Nailatika for reposting our shareable audiogram on social media, which you can also do to help support our show. My apologies to Marie if I mispronounced your name. As stated earlier, I'll be making brand new monthly story-focused episodes, which will start this month. These will be non-personal encounters and exclusive to Patreon supporters. Speaking of Patreon supporters, I'd like to say a special mahalo nui loa to Ren Shepherd for becoming a Patreon supporter. There is a seniority with Patreon supporters, so the sooner you become a supporter, the higher on the list you'll be. So sign up today. Our theme song is Mystery by Tavana, courtesy of High Sessions. Sound effects are by Sound Effects Factory. Our music coordinator is Matt Duffy, aka DJ TripleBypass. Links and show notes can be found on our website, legendsfromthepacific.com, including a link to your featured song, which is You Sang to Me by Corey Oliveros, courtesy of High Sessions. Legends from the Pacific was written, produced, and edited by me, Kamuela Kanashiro. I also wrote our original stories. Your featured Hawaiian word is po'uli. Po'uli means eclipse. An example of po'uli is the television show Heroes started with a po'uli. Once again, po'uli means eclipse. Thank you once again for listening. Mahalo and a hui ho.
And all the words you sang to me about life, the truth, and being